welcome to my channel. I am a wildlife biologist working in the Pacific Northwest on the conservation of endangered species. This is how to become a wildlife biologist in 5 minutes. So I have made many how to become a wildlife biologist videos, everything from what to do in high school to become a wildlife biologist, how to get internships. This is going to be a quick cheat sheet, and watch to the end of this video because I have some really important tips that are going to help land a job in wildlife biology if you so choose. Starting in high school, volunteer with a local parks department or an environmental nonprofit, or like an animal wildlife rehabilitation center, environmental cleanup, beach cleanup, working at a humane society, or just working outside. Get good grades because you're gonna need to get good grades in high school in order to get into a university. AP courses in environmental science, biology are especially useful. And going into college, what kind of major do you need to pick to become a wildlife biologist? And there's many pros and cons for each major that I go through in my full video of which majors to pick. It's not a big deal exactly what major you pick, but I would look out for majors such as ecology, environmental science, wildlife biology, natural resource management, environmental conservation, zoology, marine biology, evolution, animal behavior, and general biology with a focus on or a minor in wildlife biology or ecology. My top majors that I recommend are ecology, environmental science, or wildlife biology. The reason for that being the more general majors allow you a wider breadth of jobs that you are likely to rank high in the application process for. So the things that you can do in university to succeed in getting a job when you actually graduate from university are going to be internships. Do not graduate from your bachelor's degree without any experience. So internships are either paid or unpaid work that you do during your college education in order to start to get to know what it's like to be in that field and learn job-related skills. There's many different resources for finding an internship that I will link to in the description box below. Generally, internships can be anywhere from like 2 to 3 weeks to years long, and they could be located where your college is located, or they could be more like travel excursions where you want to spend your summer or winter going to a different location in order to do a shorter internship. The most relevant internships for wildlife biologists are going to be those that get you connections. But for those of you who want to study wildlife biology around the area that you live in, the best place to get an internship is going to be in that area so that you can build connections so that when you graduate, you will already have on your resume that you interned at that company. So your resume is going to be at the top of the pile. Grades, GPA does matter, especially if you are wanting to do your master's or your PhD. If you aren't interested in doing a graduate degree, GPA doesn't matter as much. Do you need a grad degree to become a wildlife biologist? A master's degree is highly recommended as wildlife biology is starting to become more and more competitive. I do not have a master's degree or a PhD. I only have a bachelor's degree, and I was able to find success in this field. So a master's degree is not absolutely essential. However, if you are aiming to work in research or academia, or you live in a really competitive job market for wildlife biologists, I would highly recommend looking into doing a master's degree if it is feasible. There is always an option to take a break between doing your bachelor's and your master's degree. This allows you to see what you can do with a bachelor's degree. If you are wanting to become a wildlife biologist and you choose to go for your master's and your PhD, I recommend looking for a thesis-based program in wildlife biology or ecology. You're likely going to be working with a professor and a lab to develop a research proposal and studying a little bit more specifically one region of wildlife biology that you might not have been able to focus on in your bachelor's degrees. You're going to want to start applying to jobs as soon as possible. Hundreds of job applications can be kind of normal. Ways that you can stand out on your resume are going to be highlighting fieldwork experience that you might have done already, highlighting research experience, and also making those connections and pulling those connections from university and your previous internships. Places that wildlife biologists work are federal, provincial, and state government agencies, nonprofit organizations that focus on the conservation of species, environmental consulting companies where a wildlife expert is needed to assess the impact that a new development is going to have on wildlife and their habitat. If you have any other questions on how to become a wildlife biologist, check out my career series that I have linked below. I go through all of these in way more detail. I also have a frequently asked questions page on my website, wildbiologist.com/FAQ, where I answer a few more questions more particular to me, where I went to school, how much money wildlife biologists make. So thank you guys for watching this video, and I will see you guys on the next one.